So today I'm going to show you how to read the back of your pattern. So if you're a beginner to sewing and dressmaking in particular, you're probably going to use a pattern to make whatever you're going to make, your project. Quite often dressmaking you'll definitely need a pattern, and it can be a little bit tricky and confusing if you're a beginner to sort of know how much fabric you need and how to read the back of the pattern to see what you need for your size. So I'm going to take you through that today. So if you turn the pattern over, so this is one of the main pattern houses like Simplicity or New Look, whatever. They're all pretty similar. Sometimes they're laid out slightly differently, but usually the information is all there. These tend to be the hardest ones to read compared to the independent patterns. So I'll show you how to read these ones, and then you should be able to find it easier on sort of newer independent patterns. So if you turn it over, on the back you've got all of this information. So what you have here is your different styles to make. So this is a skirt pattern, so we've got A, B and C or D down here. So you need to decide which one you're going to make, so A, B or D, and then you'll look here, they'll tell you how much you need for size A, size B, C and D. So you're going to follow the style that you want to make. Now you've also got the sizes along here. So you've got European size and then UK size. These tend to be more like American sizing. So don't go off your dress size that you buy ready-made from the shops. You need to measure yourself against the measurements on the pattern. So if you see at the top here, you've got your bust, waist and hip measurements. So you need to measure those and circle the size that you are against these measurements. And then I would recommend picking the biggest size for your biggest measurement. You can always take it in a few areas, but you can't add the centimetres if you need them. So go and circle the size, decide which one you are. So say like a 14 or a 16 or something. And then you can see which fabric requirements you need. So you literally just trace down the column that you need. So if I wanted to make A, this is the fabric requirements for that. And then within each of these, you've got this 45 and 60 inch, or the other side, it will be done in 115 and 150 centimetres. So what these relate to is the width of the fabric you're buying. So when you go and buy your fabric, you need to check the width of it. Sometimes they'll fall in between. You're always better to get a little bit more fabric if you're not sure, and especially if you're going to wash it and it might shrink. So go by that, but obviously you won't know that until you go and find the fabric you want to buy. So 45 inch tends to be the thinner width, which is quite often like quilting cottons. Some cotton poplins come on that thinner width. You can also get, most dressmaking fabrics come in the 150 wide or similar, very close. So you should be all right for most of them. I follow the 60, but you just need to be aware of that when you buy, because otherwise you might be like a metre short. And some patterns you can only do in the wider width because of the size of the pattern piece. It won't fit in the shorter width fabric. So that's what you need to do. So follow your size down and then see what you need. Now this side is always in imperial, so these are yards, which I know is confusing. This side is in French, but is in meters. So you need to, so say I was following the size 16 down here and I'm doing A and I've got the 45 width fabric, then I need 2 7/8 yards. But we sell in meters and most places you buy it in meters here. So I need to have a look on this side. You can find the sizes again here. So I found the 16 and I'll go all the way down to A, and the top line is 2.7 meters, and that's how much I need to make this style. So that's how to read the back of the pattern. They'll also have suggestions for the types of fabrics that they recommend for making this garment. Now, I would always say if you're a beginner, follow what they recommend. As you get more experienced, you can sort of know what sort of things might work that deviate from that, but generally they're pretty good on advice. So for this one, they're talking about lightweight fabrics like cotton lawn, chambray, georgette, silky types, and those sort of things would work well for this style because you need a little bit of drape to it. So yeah, that's a beginner's guide to getting started with